Hi, I'm Christine Love. I make narrative video games. My latest is Ladykiller in a Bind. Ladykiller in a Bind is an erotic comedy visual novel that's about cross-dressing, social manipulation, and lots of kinky lesbian sex. A visual novel is a type of video game that features a lot of prose, like a lot of written words, and it's like a series of conversations where you see the characters you're talking to and you have dialogue choices and you choose what direction the story goes in based on what you say to these people. Sex in games is difficult, right? There's not a lot of precedence for that. Everyone's very nervous and squeamish about it. In video games, it's totally okay to have, giant blood gushing out of people's necks, just like as violent as you want. But the moment that anyone shows like a little bit of then people start to get really nervous. There's a big difference between, having a sense of humor about sex and saying, ha, there's a penis. I feel like one is very juvenile and the other is just like being honest. So our sex scenes, they embrace, they're a little bit awkward, they're funny, they're, require communication. Basically the entire love story is told over the series of sex scenes, and all the character development, all the relationship development, everything, these dynamics forming and, romance developing is sort of all entirely contained within sex scenes. Steam, for most developers, it turns out to be like 90% of their sales. Like, it's huge, it's enormous. In general, you can't make a living off games if you're not on that platform. The Independent Games Festival Awards are basically the biggest in the field. Like, there's no bigger awards for indie games than that. And I was nominated for the Excellence in Narrative Award, which is very nerve-wracking and a little bit terrifying.